What's going on, Reject Nation? Greg and John here. We're gonna watch my buddy 3C Films, Chris, his video, Godzilla vs. Kong. First look at MechaGodzilla and why Godzilla goes bad reveal. I believe there was like some information revealed from a set visit. Chris, one of the times I actually discovered his channel, like way back when, was when he was covering Godzilla vs. Kong stuff before there was ever any real footage and everything. He's one of my go-to channels for GVK information. So yeah, let's check it out.
Yeah, this is what I feel like.
Oh my God.
It's not what it looks like.
That's like your father.
Hey, Godzilla vs. Kong fans.
Oh, Chris.
We are so close to seeing that
Chris, you
and Clifford Lizard come to battle, and basically all the mysteries surrounding this movie have now been solved. What I'm going to be breaking down here for you guys is comicbook.com went ahead and did a set visit where they actually got to be on the set of Godzilla vs. Kong, shake hands with Godzilla, pluck them hairy cheeks. Oh, I'm so jealous. But not only that, they spoke to production designers, the directors, and basically all our fan theories are going to be put to shame right now because they explain why Kong is much bigger in this movie, where he gets his battle axe, why Godzilla goes bad in this movie, and even our first look at MechaGodzilla.
Oh, that's Ready Player One. I was like, what?
How do you feel about all these explanations involved in the movie? Even if you don't enjoy them, like, we're really watching this thing to just see two gigantic things battle it out. And we's gonna get that. As well as don't be forgetting to hit that like button and subscribing if you're enjoying all the related content. So like I said here, comicbook.com, we're the ones who went ahead and did a set visit and basically revealing all these details here. I'll go one by one with it. So for one, they do go ahead and explain why Kong is much bigger in this movie, and it's kind of something we've already been knowing. They go ahead and said here, Kong is bigger in this film. There's a line of Skull Island that he's still growing. So he's an adolescent in that film. Not only that, they also seem to confirm where Kong is going to be getting his gigantic battle axe in this movie to fight Godzilla. They go ahead and say here, a second mission is commissioned to go into Hollow Earth, but it's much more dangerous journey. Nathan, who at first is resistant, is eventually through some very emotional means convinced to go. He's told that they have new crafts for this journey into Hollow Earth through this different portal. But Nathan only agrees to go if they take Kong with them. The belief is that if they have a creature they believe came from Hollow Earth, it's probably a smart play to consider there will be all sorts of monsters in the film, especially in the Hollow Earth sequence.
Whoa, hold on a sec. Let's slow this down. All right, so the footage that we've been seeing that kind of looks like, oh, is that Skull Island or not? When it came to getting the battle axe, a lot of us were thinking that he might get it from the Hollow Earth. They just clarify it here, and it sounds like Alexander Skarsgård's character is actually very important and vital to getting this axe for being able to go into the Hollow Earth. Because, you know, a lot of times with these characters, you're like, they're kind of dumb, or we don't really need them, they're kind of boring. At least here what they're saying is a big part of what allows Kong to get his axe relies on Alexander Skarsgård's Nathan leading the charge into Hollow Earth, and it's cool they've created some new equipment and be able to go in there. All right.
Kong's just there to be like, he's cool there with us.
Yeah.
And we saw in the trailer, that's where Kong went ahead and grabbed his battle axe and put it up to the sky. And that basically does confirm what we've been hearing, is that although the axe is made out of a spike from a Godzilla, it's not the Godzilla that we're seeing in the movie. It was made by his ancestors and passed down because Godzilla and Kong's
that is revealing.
Why I'm surprised that they allowed that. Like, yeah, just throw the plot out there.
Because they say here, the belief is if they have a creature they believe came from Hollow Earth and who will have some kingship with some of the things they may find in it, they may have a better chance to survive. So some of the things they might find in it is going to be that battle axe. But onto that, some of the stuff uncovering the MechaGodzilla in this movie, they confirm they are using the Ghidorah head that we saw at the to build MechaGodzilla.
They just go out there and say it.
I think in a subtle way, Ghidorah kind of haunts this movie. Going on to what the production designer then says, no one had ever really designed the Ghidorah skull. Continue on, somehow the Ghidorah skull will be tied directly connected to the MechaGodzilla of it all. We all kind of figured that's what they would be doing with that Ghidorah head, is kind of using it as the blueprints to make MechaGodzilla. I know there were some fans out there that were really hoping that it was MechaGhidorah, but not just yet. Maybe at the end of this movie they can find the MechaGodzilla head and turn that into MechaGhidorah. But also, since now we know
I mean, it's kind of surprising that they would reveal this on a set visit. It's not like all this information's been coming out and people have been theorizing, and then they're like, you know what? Yeah, everyone's already figured it out. Might as well just talk about it, which in itself would have been a bummer as it is. But to know that they just kind of revealed this on a set visit, which was a long time ago, they just don't give two shits about. We were giving all this away.
I guess unless they have some kind of other crazier surprise that no one's thinking or talking about, or that hasn't even been alluded to in these trailers or something, it is a little surprising for them to be like, yeah, let's explain the nature of how this rumor is going to take place.
But I like the idea of like Ghidorah is kind of a thing that lingers and haunts over all of this, considering that Ghidorah, you know, is that actually not an OG Titan, that Ghidorah is an alien. So, well, I don't know if that has anything to do.
Get out of our planet!
This also explains why Godzilla is going bad in this movie. Right here in the article, they say, this Ghidorah skull will send out some sort of signal out in Godzilla vs. Kong, which will be a key part of the film, which allows the incredibly designed set to show off itself. So that is finally the explanation we have right there, is Godzilla is right there in the trailer. It's not the theory that some of us had where we thought that wasn't really Godzilla, and maybe it was inspiration from the Toho movies where it's MechaGodzilla in disguise, wearing some sort of meat Godzilla suit or a hologram covering him up. Nope, that actually is Godzilla the entire time. He's just kind of going crazy and mad because he hears a signal of Ghidorah out there and he has no idea where it's coming from. This also explains why in the trailer we see a board that is only attacking Apex and Monarch locations, because he's looking for this skull that is probably being moved around to all these locations. And you know what? That seems like a good explanation, and it makes sense why the King of Monsters would want to finish the job he started. But like, still, Godzilla is still killing innocent people looking for this thing. Are we Godzilla vs. Kong fans going to be able to forgive that as our king and monster, our savior, is just doing that? It's almost like a...
Okay, so that makes sense. With the Ghidorah's skull being out there and sending out the signal, Godzilla's coming here. I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of wanted Godzilla to come here specifically to fight Kong. Yeah. It's starting to seem like Kong's here to fight Godzilla, whereas Godzilla's like, you're in my way!
Godzilla's freaking out.
I'm not here to fight you! I'm here to fight Ghidorah, and I can't see him.
The big electric nightmare bat Hydra monster somewhere here. Godzilla's just got PTSD from last time, and he wants a rest.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it plays out in the movie, because now it's seeming more about like hurrying up to get to Godzilla to fighting Ghidorah again, or this, fake Mecha Godzilla Mecha Ghidorah combination of sorts. I personally, just from an expectation standpoint, wanted it to be like, no, he's coming back here to fight Kong specifically, and this goes in tune with some of the theories that we've heard. Will it really feel like the movie's about Godzilla versus Kong at this point, or are they just having these fights in between them having to eventually team up to take on MechaGodzilla?
Yeah,
that's what it seems like it's going towards.
Will this be sort of hampered by the need to keep the franchise moving and not, taint the sort of protagonist element we've established with Godzilla? I feel like the older ones, they would sort of teeter back and forth, where it's like, somewhere Godzilla's just the villain, somewhere Godzilla's not the villain.
Yeah.
And I don't get the sense that they're very keen on doing that here. That's the big mystery to me now, is just what is gonna be the purity of Godzilla versus Kong, and how will that figure into the greater picture with all the other Titans?
So much being revealed here.
I know.
It's almost like a Winter Soldier situation, where the Winter Soldier is a good guy, but he's had all this mind manipulation that led him to kill Tony Stark's parents, along with so many other assassinations. Are we gonna be okay once that all goes away?
Is Godzilla being
was
tricked
like,
into killing people, though?
He killed my cousin Larry. He was working in the farms, but maybe they'll explain it that Godzilla was only attacking Apex locations, and that's the bad guy headquarters. So it's okay. He killed bad guys. But along with this evidence, we also have the photos itself of our first look of the inside of MechaGodzilla, and here you go. This thing is a beaut. I am loving the vibe and the aesthetic inside this head. This will be the control base for the MechaGodzilla. It sort of has a Pacific Rim style vibe to it, where
it's also got a Doctor Who TARDIS vibe.
Which is kind of surprising to me, because I thought it would be something where a human would safely be miles away controlling the MechaGodzilla, but instead it looks like he's going to have to be right inside of it. So you also see right here, this is the guy that we saw in the trailer. He's playing the character of Ren that we knew was bad because he was standing in front of those blueprints of the MechaGodzilla. I really can't wait to see the explanation for why they went ahead and did this, where they actually want to be protectors of Earth, or they were wanting to use this thing to kind of rule over the world and be like, look, if we have a mechanical Godzilla, nobody can take us down, and then I can have all the Pokemon cards in the world, because that's what the movie's about, right? I can understand some people thinking this is a big spoiler for Godzilla vs. Kong, seeing the inside of MechaGodzilla's head, but we all kind of figured the dude would be showing up in the movie, because come on, all these versus films have had some guy show up that's a third party that the other two guys have to team up and fight.
That's pretty fascinating that there's actually a human inside there.
Yeah.
Like, how'd they get to that point with technology where they would feel safe enough to be inside there while they're fighting another Titan or something? Or Godzilla itself, no matter what you build. Damn, how do you get to that point?
Well, I love just the idea of them going inside this giant biological skull and being like, okay, where do we put, like, the cockpit? Where do we put the seats and the controls and all of that? And also, is this going to be like a single manned vehicle, or is this going to be like a battleship?
Like an Enterprise.
Yeah, like there's several decks and stuff. Like, it seems like it would be a hard place to do work just given all the motion. But
yeah, man. Oh, wow. Okay, so there's someone in there. I mean, we've been wanting a Pacific Rim and Godzilla crossover, or a Monsterverse crossover with Pacific Rim for a while now. I mean, if in the Monsterverse they are at the point where they're able to build some type of Jaeger in the form of a disguise of a Titan, of a kaiju, then I feel like we're almost there. We're slowly getting there.
And also pair that up with the confusing marketing message that one will fall in this movie, promising either Godzilla or Kong. At least that's what we think, when we all know it's gonna be MechaGodzilla as the one who falls. The director was still pretty open with Collider, saying that he wasn't gonna make the same mistakes Batman vs Superman did in this whole two people fighting that then have to meet a separate villain. So I have faith that they can pull it off, and I'm thinking there's still going to be a couple more surprises left in here in this movie. So even with us seeing the inside of what MechaGodzilla is going to be looking like, I still want to know what it could mean for the larger Monster Universe and how they're even going to end this movie if they're going to continue making more Monster Universe movies.
I mean, it still is like a BVS thing, because in the BVS, people acting like there's no declared winner. Batman won that fight. And then they go after Doomsday and Lex and all that. It's just no one died in the fight.
I don't
I'm
know.
so excited for it.
That's the funny thing about this now, is they seem to be doubling down on all these things that seem to go against that claim of, no, it's going to be a legit fight between these two and one's going to win. But there's all this other stuff that I still wonder if they're maybe not quite telling us the full truth, or are maybe misleading us in some way.
And to anybody questioning that this would even be involved with MechaGodzilla, since they weren't clear to say that in the article, even though it's super obvious, if you peek yourself into the very corner of this photo, you can see again the control panel for a MechaGodzilla right there if you zoom into it. So don't know what else this could be used for.
But I think it'll still make sense in the movie, and it'll be cool to see then once MechaGodzilla comes stepping out. Of course, that signal he's sending out is going to deter Godzilla's attention from King Kong and turn around to want to beat up MechaGodzilla. I also wonder if Apex is knowing about this signal that the Ghidorah head is sending out, and maybe they can weaponize it and have it be pinpointed at a certain location where they can then turn Godzilla into their own weapon, where they can fake a signal that it's coming from Florida, then Godzilla will come over there, destroy some buildings, or even them target it to King Kong himself and make him think he's where the signal's coming from. I can see that being something that they use in the movie. Like I said, in the end, we're just wanting to see these two guys fight each other, and that's going to be the best part of the film. I also love right here how they released this international poster of Godzilla and Kong fighting in the water.
Epic.
Doesn't make a lot of sense for my boy Kong really trying to breathe under that water, and it looks like he does have the upper hand on Godzilla, choking him right here, so go Kong. But how are you guys feeling about this explanation right here? Do you like the reason that Godzilla is going bad in this movie?
Laid it out.
How do you feel about how King Kong is getting his axe? Do you like this Pacific Rim vibe that they're giving MechaGodzilla? Anything and everything. I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.
Take care, Chris. Great video. Damn, so much was revealed there. I'm still excited for it. As long as it's a fun movie, as long as it's a fun Monster Mayhem film, and I've been loving revisiting the last 3 movies within this franchise. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. Yeah. Regardless, most of it is what we've been theorizing, what the theories we believe. So it's not a big deal, really.
And I gotta imagine there's probably more that they're hiding if they're okay with addressing.
Yeah, I was just a little surprised that they confirmed so much.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, leave your thoughts down below. Check out our other GVK videos, and of course, keep a lookout for when our Godzilla vs. Kong review is out. If we're lucky enough to get a reaction up, we will. Thank you, Chris, for putting this together. Take care.